Hi, welcome to week 33 of Foundation 52. This week, we're talking about high performing teams. Two videos. The first one is where to start building your high performing teams. And the second one has to do with onboarding your high performing team. Now, this one, I love this topic. I'm not going to lie. So, this video might go long. And I love it. This is such an important topic and such a great discussion point for small business owners. So here's what we're going to talk about in the first video. We're going to talk about what is a high performing team. We're going to talk about team building in general. How do you build a high performing team? How do you hire for team fit? And what does hire character, build skill mean? And we're going to cover all the things. There's a lot of sub bullets in this. Grab your pen, grab your paper. Let's take some notes. This is honestly such a great topic. I love building high performing teams. I mean, just thinking about it gets me jazzed because high performing teams, it's like, Michael Scott says, win, win, win. And the reason it's a win, win, win is because it might even be a win, 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 win. And I'm not even sure if that's a thing, but it might be. You win when you have a high performing team because you've got people that are just executing left and right and can get things done and get them done well. The people on the team win because they're a part of something that's fun and exciting and they're making a difference, they're adding value, and they have a career. It's not just a job, it's a career, and they love being a part of the team. Your customers win because your high performing team, they're delivering, whether it be if they're selling, if they're adding customer service, if they're building products, whatever it is, the customer is winning and the company wins, right? The business, whoever, like if it's your business or if you're working for someone else, the business is winning if you've got a high performing team because they're getting more done and they're having excellent customer interactions. And so it's just, everybody wins when you've got a high performing team. So high performing teams are teams that deliver above and beyond what would be ordinarily expected, right? And we've all been on teams where it's like, they get things done, but you don't do anything extra. And it's just a team. It's not even, it's not a great experience. It's not a horrible experience. We've all been there, but a high performing team, everybody wants to be a part of it. When you are in an organization and someone inside your organization has built a high performing team, everybody wants to be on that team. Everybody. And it's such a great feeling. Can you tell that I've done it before? Yes. Okay. So now in general, team building, right? We dig into team building in week 37, but we'll talk about it a little bit here because you can't build a high performing team if you can't build a regular team. And building a team it's important for your business, right? You want everyone to be rowing in the same direction. It doesn't mean that everybody has to think the same things and have the same skills. It means that everybody understands the goals and everybody's working towards those goals. And you've really minimized the amount of chaos and drama that's occurring, right? So people are focused on delivering. They're not really thinking about, the drama or the gossip or the chaos. They're delivering, they're focused, and everyone is interacting as a team. Everyone knows their roles. Everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing, and they're clear on the goals. And most people get along most of the time, right? So team building isn't about everybody liking each other. It is about everybody respecting each other and respecting the roles of everyone on the team. Okay. So that's what you want to go for as a baseline for a good team. And then the high performing team, everything is just added on top of that. You need to do team building so that you have everybody working cohesively together and everybody, again, working towards the same goals. That's why you need to do team building. All right. How do you build a high performing team? First off, back to your core values, week 1, all the way back to week 1. And think about the core values that you laid out for your business, and we've talked about this when you're doing hiring, you want to hire based on your core values. So job descriptions are created with the core values in mind. And you want everybody on your team to uphold those core values, right? So people want you, they don't necessarily need to live and breathe them, but it's so much better if they do, if they believe in your core values. So, well, one of our core values is that we are, we support small businesses. We go above and beyond for them, and we don't want people on our team who don't feel the same way about small businesses that we do, because that's fundamentally who we are at SB Pace. We are small businesses. That's what we do. So you don't want to put somebody on your team who doesn't really care or believe in small businesses, because they're not going to execute. They're not going to deliver the way that you want people to deliver. The second thing is hiring for team fit over skills, right? So it's much more important that people come into the team and they get along with everybody cohesively than that they have these top rated skills, right? There's very few things that you can't teach people when it comes to their roles. Now, there are some things that are super specialized, and if you've got to hire super specialized, then that might be the exception to the rule. But even then, I'd really look long and hard to find somebody who fits the core values and the personality of the team. Next, offer a career path. So if you are building a team and you want people to stick around and be invested in your company, you better invest in them. There's no easier way to say it. And you invest in people by giving them opportunities inside of your organization, by showing them that you believe in them, that you're going to help them build their skills and capabilities so that they can be promoted, so that they can take on more responsibility, they can get into leadership roles, and they can get better pay. And the better pay is probably the thing that people usually care the least about. It's the opportunity, it's the growth. And honestly, as long as you are fair with people in terms of pay, people are probably going to stick around. If they can make ends meet, they're probably not leaving if they've got a career path. Provide development opportunities. So this could be learning new skills. This could be, professional development. This could be personal development. You bring in somebody who teaches people how to manage their personal finances. You don't have to be a finance company to do that. Help people improve their lives. And this goes a long way for showing people that you're invested in them and that you believe in them. It's a big deal. Big deal. Do charity work, like pick an organization or have a day of charity, a day of giving, where one day out of the year, your entire team goes and helps someone else, someone in need, whether it's, picking up garbage or helping out on some national park or something. You're volunteering someplace as a team. So you're team building together, but you're also making a difference for somebody else, and you're paying your people to do it. It's an amazing experience, and it is a great way for people to see that there's more to their job than just showing up and working 9 to 5. And that's what you want. You want people who are all in and who are invested. Now, here's my favorite: set quarterly goals. Your quarterly goals should be set based on the annual strategic goals you have for the business. So if you have a goal for this year to increase your revenues by 20%, and you've laid out different ways that you can increase your revenue, involve your team in helping to accomplish those goals, to carry out that mission. Break them down into quarterly goals, and then let people take those goals and work them. One, they're doing the work, they're making a huge contribution, they're growing their skills, they're adding value. And that's such an important thing for people to do, is to know that they're adding value. It's why Corey and I love corporate America. We don't feel like we're adding value. We want to get out there and add value in our own way and not have it limited. Your employees want the same thing. So let them add value. If you have a strategic plan, an annual strategic plan, and you break it down, work with your team to break it down into quarterly goals. You don't even have to do that yourself. Work with your team to do that. How can we break this down into bite-sized pieces? And then you let the team decide which goals are theirs that they want to work on. Man, that's empowering, and it's powerful. That's some good stuff right there, you guys. Do weekly check-ins. It doesn't matter. Like if you do weekly check-ins with your employees, and I'm talking at least 30 minutes every week, same day, same time with each employee, one-on-ones. I'm talking. You have team meetings, but you also need to do one-on-ones with people. And those one-on-ones, they don't get canceled. You don't move them. You don't move them because you've got something more important that came up. Your employees are the most important thing on your radar. And unless they're calling out sick because they're sick, those one-on-ones take place. Find out how they're doing. How are things going outside of work? What are they doing for fun? How is things going inside of work? Is there anything that you can do to make their jobs easier? Is there anything they'd like feedback on? Is there anything they want to give you feedback on? Meaningful conversations with your employees through one-on-one conversations. I'm telling you, you got to do it. And provide feedback and ask for feedback. We just talked about this a little bit during the one-on-ones, but you want to consistently be asking for feedback and providing feedback. And if you see an employee do something wrong or they mess something up, first off, praise in public, criticize in private. So if I work for you and I messed up, don't wait 2 weeks to tell me. You need to tell me right away, but you need to tell me in private. Like, don't shame me in front of the whole team, right? And don't make it like, I just killed your puppy. Like, pull me in and say, hey, wanted to talk to you and I have a little bit of feedback for you, but also have some ideas of how I can improve it, right? Don't just tell me something to make me feel bad. Help me to get better. And that's what you need to do for your employees. You need to help them to get better, help them to be better at their jobs, help them to get promoted. You want them to be promoted. You want them to work through the career path. Okay. That's the baseline for how you build high performing teams, right? You do all those things, your teams are going to fly. Now, how do you hire for team fit? Leverage your core values. Talked about this a little bit, right? So when you're in the interview process, you want to talk about your core values. You want to ask them about them. And, you got to find behavioral based questions so that it's not, let's say that you have a core value of delivering exceptional customer service. Don't just say like, hey, how do you feel about delivering exceptional customer service? Like, what moron isn't going to say, well, I feel good about that, right? You gotta go, tell me a time when, give me an example of, show me how you received. Those types of behavioral based questions that focus on your core values. Write job descriptions that convey your core values, that give a great overview of your company, that talk about it being a career and not just a job, that demonstrate that you're building a high performing team and that you're looking to top grade your talent. You always want to be top grading your talent, right? Your job description is an advertisement. It's a marketing asset for your company. So write really good job descriptions, and there's no reason your job description can't have personality. If your team has personality, if your business has personality, then your job description should have personality. It should not be this boring thing that people are like, you want personality. Do behavioral based interviews. So yes, you can ask skill-based questions, but you really want to get to the heart of who they are as a person. And you want to spend more time getting to know them as a person during the interview process than understanding their experience. If they've given you a resume or filled out a job application, you can look at their experience, but understand who they are. What's their personality like? How do they handle stressful situations? How do they know when they have too much stress on them? How do they handle procrastination, like doing the tasks they don't want to do, right? Those types of questions, but make it more conversational for people and get them to the point where they feel like they can open up and talk about things, right? You want to give examples like, this is what I do, right? For me, when I've got a task that I don't want to do, I'm like, you have until 2 p.m. today to get that task done. And if I know it's going to take me an hour to do the task, I can't start it later than 1. That's how you have conversations with people. You also show that you're vulnerable, that you make mistakes, that there are things that you struggle with, right? That builds trust, that builds rapport. You need to understand always that you can train people for skills, but you cannot train people to have personalities. So hire based on personality. Get somebody who's going to fit on your team, who other people are going to enjoy working with and who want to work with. People who they're going to say, this is my teammate, Shelly. And Shelly and I, when we get together to start working on a project, we absolutely kill it because we work so well together. That's the kind of thing you're looking for on your team. You want people who are hungry for a career. So if you are interviewing people who are like on the entry or junior level, look for people who are hungry, who want to make a difference, who are looking for a chance, and give them a chance. Yeah, you're going to have to train them on some skills, but that's okay. That's honestly part of the process of building a high performing team. If I've got senior people, mid people, and junior people, I want to leverage the senior people to lead the junior people by giving them leadership goals. And a perfect example, let's say that I've got Jen, and Jen is a senior person on my team. And I've got Ryan, and Ryan is a junior person on my team. I can ask Jen to take a leadership goal for one quarter where she is teaching Ryan how to build project plans, or how to test software, or how to market on social media. It doesn't matter what it is. A strength that Jen has that I want Ryan to learn. Jen can take that as a goal where she's leading a project for it, or a mutual learning goal where Jen is teaching and Ryan is learning. That's mutual learning. That is the single best way to bring your team up. A rising tide raises all the boats, right? So when you have two people that are learning together mutually, one training, one teaching, and one learning, man, it builds rapport and it really gets people jazzed. I'm telling you, this works. I've used it over and over and over again, and it works. Listen to your gut instinct when you're hiring, right? If you think somebody doesn't have the skills, but you're like, man, this person's going to be this, they would be a great fit on the team. I know they're not really there from a skills perspective. Hire them. Or if your gut tells you don't hire this person, they're going to be more trouble than they're worth, don't hire them. Your gut is not going to let you down, right? And get referrals from people on the team. People who are on the team and love being on your team are going to refer other people who would be really good at the job. It's the best way to recruit. If you're building a high performing team, you're going to have other people who want to be on that team. So ask for referrals. I'm telling you, it works. And finally, let's talk about what does it mean for hire for character, build skill. I've said it already. I'm going to say it again. You can teach people skills, but you can't teach people character. So you know when someone is high character or low character. You know if you're asking the right questions and you're having meaningful conversation, you want to hire people that are high character. And then from there, if you have to teach them the skills, that's okay. That's okay. It really is. And here's my number one tip that it's not even on the outline that I just covered, but it's one of the things that I did when I was hiring. It builds instant loyalty and it makes people go above and beyond for you. Now, a lot of people will disagree with this, I think, and it really depends on your budget and what you can afford. But if you have a salary range for a job, right? And let's just say that your salary range is 20,000 to 25,000. Okay. And this is illustrative purposes here. 20,000 to 25,000. And you've got somebody who comes in and they apply for a job. And when you ask them what they're looking for from a salary perspective, and they say 20,000, I want 20,000. When you make them a job offer them 23,000 or 24,000. Give them more than they asked for. And here's why. In the grand scheme of things, if your business is humming and up and running, then $3,000 or $4,000 shouldn't spread across a year should not be that big of a deal. Second, man, it builds loyalty. Nothing builds loyalty faster then when somebody sees that you are willing to invest in them more than they were even willing to invest or ask for in themselves. And third, those people are not going to leave you. They are going to stay and they're going to work so hard for you because you took a chance on them and you believed in them. And I'm telling you, this was my number one strategy when I was building high performing teams is I paid people more than they asked for, always. And the reason I did it was because I knew that those people would stick with me regardless. And they always did. And many of them, I could call them today and say, hey, I need some help with X, Y, or Z. And they would do it. And some of them I haven't worked with in 15 years, but I know they would do it because I took a chance on them and I helped them build a career. And at the end of the day, that's really what you want to do is you want to help people build careers. Okay, I love this topic. I hope you took something away from this video, a lot of things away from this video. And our next session is on onboarding and high performing teams. And I cannot wait to dig into that one.